Hello, welcome back to my channel. The two pictures that were shown when it started was the picture of the map, a very juvenile map. But the first one, I believe, was the garden, and the other one was the Saltern. In this video, I want to introduce you to Estastar, which is what the garden is called. That is the name of the planet. When Odin slammed the scepter onto the ground, he separated the garden into different areas. It is also said that he caused a great flood on the world. The garden was separated into 9 areas, and that first picture you saw were the 9 areas, which is, see if I can show you it again, which is this one. I don't know if that's working, but anyway, all of these areas were all connected at one time until he slammed that sector and it separated and it broke up and it moved them all apart. Okay, we'll see what this looks like later. If it looks very bad, I'm sorry ahead of time. I don't know how to do any editing. Maybe one day I'll learn, but right now, I just want to share the stories. Okay. The 9 continents are separated by those that remain true to the word of Odin, and those that remain true to Prometheus, or better known as the R. Those following the word of Odin are the Saltern, where in the middle is the mountain of Odin, also known as Asgard, Ancient, and Alkra, or Akra. The remaining continents that follow the word of Prometheus are Heldendris, where the prison of the R can be found, and unlike the world or Earth saying that hell is hot, on Estastar, Heldendris is cold. So they don't say cold as hell there. They say, or they don't say hot as hell there. They say cold as hell. And the next one is Alchemy, Exandius, Slavic, Aztec, and Armageddon. Each continent is divided into kingdoms, villages, and or towns. The main area of the stories will be about the Saltern. The Saltern is divided into 7 kingdoms, and each kingdom has 5 villages, and a small town around the villages. Now the kingdom has names, and so do the villages. However, some of the towns do not, or they are just named after the person that established them. In the middle of the Saltern is a large gold mountain, or golden mountain. It is referred to as Odin's mountain. At the top of the mountain is Asgard. The kingdoms surround the mountain. And let me show you. See if you can see that. I don't know how you saw the other one too good. But here is a juvenile of the Saltern. And right here, if you can see it, I know it's backwards, and I apologize, but right here is what would be Odin's mountain, and it is a huge mountain. And then the kingdoms circle the mountain, and you can start at the beginning kingdom and work your way around and come into a circle. and that is the Saltern. Okay, now, I don't know if you saw that. I hope you did, and if not, I'm sorry. I tried. Okay, and we're going to close these out. The kingdoms surrounding the mountain are north of Asgard is the first kingdom. It is known as the first kingdom, as it is the home of the high priest. The kingdom is Atlantis. The 5 villages are Tri, Frandul, Krasha, Saldul, Tanshe. Moving to the right is the kingdom of Brazil. The villages are Valkyria, Paris, Kristen, Junar, and Contrast. Yeah. Okay, next is Sidon. The villages are Basia, Sassine, Princeton, Brantrine, and Transia. Following the right along, you would come to Xandu. The villages are Handeden, Sintra, Ekin, Lowercene, and Crescent. Then there is Kalkan, whose villages are Zuestra, Pandina, Arden, Darlian, Iceland, and Arstone. The next kingdom is Rhone. The villages are Borntro, Kindra, Quatine, and Alano. The last kingdom before reaching Atlantis once again is Dikion. The villages are Kamisi, Argentine, Sharwood, Perlural, Socratine, and Communis. Now, interesting thing is Sharwood wasn't always there. It used to be another village there. Or another village there. And I forgot what it was. It's in the story of Azrael. Because somebody blows it off the face of the map. And then they replaced it with Sharwood. Okay. Or when they rebuilt it, the Sharwood family rebuilt it. Sharwood was a town. And then it became a village. Now each kingdom has a king. And each village has a court. And the town has a founder. All counts report to the kings. And the kings report to the high priest. Might be interesting to mention that the kingdoms is in the middle of the 5 villages. So you can go to Atlantis, then go to Tri, and walk in a circle and go through all the villages. The high priest has 7 wives. 7 wives had 7 children. 7 children had 7 pets. No, just kidding. The 7 wives are known as the high priest, and each represent one of the kingdoms. And when the millennium high priest, which each high priest only serves for a millennium, and then their oldest son climbs the mountain. Now, if he's worthy, he'll come back down with the sceptrum, because the sceptrum disappears. And it is said that Odin comes down and takes it back up to Asgard. Well, if he's sincere and he cares for his people and true of heart, he'll make it up that mountain. And if not, he'll found dead at the bottom of the mountain, and his father will serve another millennium. It doesn't always have to be the oldest son or the firstborn son. It just has to be the son of the high priest. And he has to be true of heart to climb that mountain. And not a lot of people want to climb that mountain, because it does take your life if you're not true when you move up it. But anyway, he comes down from the mountain, and the millennium of the high priest begins. And I forgot how many months or years. I think it's 7 years, because each year the high priest has to take a wife. Now, commonly, he would take the first son of each king. No, he doesn't take the son. He takes the first daughter of each king from each kingdom, and he would marry them in order, like Atlantis would be first. And then it would go to the right and keep going around until he's got all his priestesses. However, some kings don't have priestesses. They only have sons. And that's where I was going to when I said he was going to have a son, take their sons. He doesn't want their sons. Anyway, so that's why he has 7 wives, and plus his children serve on the circles, and the circles are like the police and the FBI that we have, and the CIA, and all of that other running of a government, I guess you would say. They are the government. The best way to explain the Sultan, or Estastar in general, is they have one ruler. Well, they have 2. But we're talking about the Sultan. They have 2 rulers, one of the dark, one of the light. The Sultan is still separated dark and light. Besides, later in the books, they actually do learn to get along and work together and not cause each other grief. As of the stories that stand, most of the majority of the stories where Emmett Humberg is the high priest, Asmodeus Darkness is the main king of, or he's the high priest, high king. He's the high king of Heldendris. And Heldendris has their own decrees, and they have their own way of living, just as the Sultan does. However, if you want to like I said, it's light and dark. It's yin to your yang, and it equals out the balance of the universe. So it is said. Anyways, and the circles are the mag. There's 21 seats on the circle. Each 21 has three teams. Each team has, oh, this is getting confusing, and I know it. But anyway, maybe you just figure it out as the stories are going, because it does get confusing, and unless you actually understand the stories, it gets more confusing. However, if anytime you have questions, if you want to know what Odin's last name is, or if you want to know if he has a last name, or if you want to know how long it takes to get from Atlantis to Deakin, anything you want to know, just leave me a comment, and I will make a video and answer all your questions. That's it for this one. We're going to jump into the stories now, where they're going to be a lot better, and I won't be trying to look at this video because I'll be reading. And you'll see, you'll just have to see my chin. I might keep it down, or I'll just move the camera to the side and just read. And that way you're not looking up my nose or under my chin. Alright, I thank you for your time. If you like this video, push like. Please click like. If you don't, push don't like. If you want to continue the journey with us on the planet of Estastar and enter into the world of the unknown, then hit subscribe and click the little bell on the side so that you know when I put out new videos. I do have a full-time job, as I mentioned before, and you can probably see it. And I will put out videos as much as I can and as often as I can. I'll try not to leave you hanging too long for the ending of a story, but all the stories won't be able to be told with one video because they are quite long. Some of them are really short and some of them are really long. So we will break them up, like one video will be the first 2 to 3 chapters or the first 5 chapters, and then the next video will be those chapters, but I will keep them in a playlist in order. Alright, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy my videos. I know I need to learn to edit, but I'm not going to bother with that because, like I said, I'm only telling stories. So the Lord be with you, and I hope you enjoy the stories. And again, if you have any questions to clarify something that's not clarified in the stories, just leave me a comment. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving and Happy Turkey Day. Until we meet again. Bye-bye. Mwah.